Yeah, hi guys. I thought for an idea for a video I'd show you some of the stuff that I've picked up about a week ago or 2 weeks ago. I picked it up. You've seen the Africa room. It's now finished. I've got it looking just the way I like it. So I want to show you guys this. So I took in the wording and sorry for the glare again. And they put it together for me. So it says, on a small copy near Colesberg, Northern Cape, South Africa, a valiant action took place. On the 9th of February 1900, 28 Australians, men of the 1st WA Mounted Infantry, the Whammies, held off 200 to 300 Boers in a 12-hour encounter during the Anglo-Boer War. Forever after has been known as West Australian Hill, or simply Australia Hill. And I've got the picture of me, and it says, for decades unvisited and isolated, on November the 21st, 2023, I got to climb Australia Hill and found this shell casing. It was a day I will never forget. And there's that shell casing, or cartridge, that I found on the battlefield. That's sort of a map of the area. Slingerfontein. That's a similar sort of encounter on a copy with Boers and Australians. So that's pretty good. Yeah, it was done by the Bendigo framing people. They're the same ones that did this. You would have seen this if you've seen the other episode, but those are the Zulu War bullets I got from those kids at the Battle of Kambula. So they do a really good job. So the other thing I got, which will be the last photo I'll develop from my holiday, is me standing in front of a monument to the Manchesters. It says, "Honour the brave." I wonder how many of you feel brave. I feel brave. I think I don't think I'm particularly strong, but I think I have been brave all through my life. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. But anyway, that's I'm not sure exactly what battle that was. That was the weekend I went away with Alan. We ended up at Waterfalonda over towards Mozambique. But this was like a guerrilla skirmish between the Manchesters and the Boers. The Boers were trying to form a government outside of Bloemfontein and Pretoria. And the British were trying to chase them down and capture President Steyn. And that's what I remember of this area. And also it's on my birthday, the 9th of December. A different year, obviously. But anyway, yeah, that's how it's finished now. I think it looks really good. I'm really happy with that. And I got my Boer War medal up on the wall. But I wanted to show you guys the souvenirs I got. Now, there weren't many. This is one thing that I really lamented, and I wish that I'd got places we went to. There were often gift shops that were closed. Apparently after COVID, the gift shops and all that sort of folded, those that were left, but there was hardly anything to buy. I would have liked Mafeking tea towels, relief of Mafeking tea towels. This guy here, he's nothing to do with the Boer War. I got him at Waterfalonda. He's like a baboon that's got his hand caught in the trunk. He's probably grabbed an apple or nuts or something in there, and he's too dumb to let go of the fruit to get his hand out. That's what's going on. It's sort of moulded plastic. It's really done well. And the artist that did this, you can see he put felt on the bottom. I asked him about chess sets. He said, yeah, he used to do Zulu War chess sets. I would have loved a Boer War chess sets with English generals and the Boer presidents, you know. But yeah, he was struggling, so I think he was glad to make a sale with my baboon. So this isn't something I got, but it is Boer War my nephew, sorry, got me this. It's a Paul Kruger money box. It's a replica. I looked for them in South Africa, but they're really expensive. You get an original from 1900 or whenever they made them. You'd be looking at thousands of dollars. Used to have the Bank of Transvaal, I think, on the back of it. Maybe that's what that's saying, but you can't read it anymore. Cast iron. The Transvaal money box. So that's really good. Yeah, I really love that. This is what I got from the Bloemfontein Boer Museum, Boer War Museum. Now, that place actually did have a few souvenirs. So this is the Orange Free State Staatsartillerie, Major Louis Pretorius Artillery op die, I can't read it. But yeah, they're the only guys that wore proper uniforms. They were state paid artillery. They were trained by that German, and I think they excelled themselves at the what was that battle? I can't remember, but they stood up to the British and they really took a pounding without retreating. So yeah, that's a drinking cup, you know. I also got one, I think his name was Albrecht, the German that trained them. Got the long, typical beard of 1900. I gave that to my other nephew as a gift when I got back. Right, so this is also from the Bloemfontein Museum. This is President Steyn, President Martinus Thomas Steyn. Had an email from the tour guide Tony down there in Bloemfontein. He said they visited President Steyn's farmhouse. It's still in ownership of the family. You can organise to go out and see. So he'd taken a tourist out to see the farmhouse where President Steyn lived. So if I ever go back, that'll be on my to-do list. It's sort of frosted glass. I've never used it, but yeah, that's quite nice. This is the Petersburg Club. So when I was in I stayed at the Lalapanzi Hotel just outside Louis Trichardt. That was the part of my holiday where I concentrated on the bushveld carbineers, you know, Breaker Morant, Hancock, Witten, the Australians up there in the north of the Transvaal, the Soutspannberg mountain range. But anyway, yeah, Charles Leach took me out. Charles, we did a one-day tour, just me and him. I'm glad I got him to myself. He was a wealth of information. He just concentrated on the bushveld carbineers. But he told me about the Petersburg Club where Morant used to drink when they went down into Petersburg, was the next town down towards Pretoria. The train ran from Louis Trichardt through Petersburg. So anyway, I went to the club. I got sort of I wouldn't say arrested. I was filming before being granted permission. The Africans behind the sort of reception desk quickly shut down my camera, wanted to know what I was doing. They had a bloody rhinoceros's head above the bar in there. But anyway, yeah, I asked him if they had any souvenirs, so he went in the back and he came out with this beer mug, Beer Stein from the Petersburg Club 100-year anniversary. Right, there it is, 100 years. There's that rhino. They love beer steins over there in South Africa. Now these I also got from the, I'm going to get my glasses for you. Oh, so I can read you the recipe. Some of you might want to make cookies for the General. So I got this from the Bloemfontein Museum. Let's see if we can figure it out. Okay, cookies for the General. So that looks like Boerter. That could be Koesterarij. I'm not sure who that could be. De Vet. Anyway, what do we got here? Well, that's pretty easy. 135 ml of butter. Well, that's going to be butter. 125 ml of brain suiker, that's brown sugar. Groot eier, I'm going to say is a big egg. 250 ml of rice meal, not sure. 3 ml of cook soda. 125 ml of havermout. 125 milliliters of klapper. 125 milliliters of gesout grondbone fyn gemaak. And 85 ml of graan flokkies. I reckon they're biscuits. Fyn gedrug, probably broken down or something. So room die botter of margarine and brain suiker. So I reckon mix the butter or margarine with the sugar. Voeg die eier by een klits dit goed. Mix the egg in till it looks good. Set die bruismeat and cook soda and faux. Put in the other stuff. Dit by die elmenginsel in. Throw the mengsel in. Voeg die havermout, klapper, grondbone on graan flokkies by en men goed. Do the grand flokkies good. Skep lepsevol van die deeg effens uit mekaar op liggies gesmeerde bakplaat. Bake 'em good. Bak dit 10 to 12 minutes, that's good. Tank in die verhitte und by 180 degrees. Yeah, so cook them for 10 or 12 minutes at 180 degrees tot goed bruin. And this says it's 8 out of the museum Recept and Hart Succumbase. Anyway, that's how if you want to make cookies for the Boer War generals. That's quite nice, isn't it? Now I do have a couple of goodies I've got in there. Let's have a look. Oh, so remembering there wasn't much to buy. So this is one of the balls from the Battle of Kambula that the British shot at the Zulus. It's like a bloody lead weight you use for fishing. Like a mini ball, isn't it? So I didn't frame that one, I had enough. I gave a couple of them to a guy I know that's interested in old guns and rifles. Anyway, when I got to Mafeking, yeah, really there was nothing to buy in Mafeking. But when I got to the museum, I asked the lady, have you got any souvenirs? And she said, yeah, we do. And I was so happy I started jumping around. So anyway, she had postcards. So there's a post office, courthouse, Mafeking. The railway station of Mafeking. Look at that gum tree. We tried it. We went to the Mafeking railway station. I wanted to film because I had memories. And they were real funny about filming at the railway station. I think I just got to South Africa. I probably didn't realise you got to pay them. You got to grease their palm. I could have filmed. Yeah, there was a time I went through Mafeking in '83, I think it was, or '85 or something. Me and my friend Tom, we were so drunk on the train down from Bulawayo that we got thrown off the train at Mafeking. I had the hangover from hell. I had a blood nose. It was baking hot. We sat on that platform. They took our passports away. They were going to refuse us entry to South Africa. Took our passports away. They made us sit there all day on the platform. And that's why I wanted to film and remind myself why I don't drink. Anyway, yeah. So that's the old railway station. The Victoria Hospital. They've changed the spelling on the postcards. I noticed Mafeking and the Victoria Hospital. There's someone at sandbags looking out for Boers. He's got his field glasses. There's an old stamped envelope. It's got the old Bofuta Tswana stamp on it. Okay, So Botswana doesn't even exist anymore. So 100-year anniversary of the Scouts. So this looks like it was printed in 1985. Wow. There's another one at the Victoria Hospital. Another one at the post office. Dixon's Hotel. I think that might be the when I got to the museum. They had hardly anything there. It was just so depressing that all the good stuff had gone from that museum. And in fact, when I was leaving Mafeking, I went to see them one more time, and they were unloading all the stuff out of the museum, apparently to take it to clean it or something. Whether it had ever come back, we don't know. But yeah, they had some corrugated iron full of pock marks and shell holes from, I think it was the Dixon's Hotel, in their museum. Looks like Cobb & Co. or a mail delivery service. So yeah, that's the postcards I got from Mafeking. Better than nothing, I guess. And I'll show you some books. I only got 2 of them. So I went to Eland's River, Swartrugens, and met. This was one of the best days. I met Piet Coetzee. He signed it for me. Or did he? Maybe he didn't sign this one. I got a couple of them. Okay, he didn't sign this one, but so yeah, it says here, the brochure is dedicated to Major John Pennyfeather. Don't know him, but Martin Stolz. Martin owns the property where you can do this tour, where Piet will show you the actual they're the graves in the main camp, but the pickets, where the pickets were laid out, you can see the trenches they dug. It's amazing what Piet's done, what he's restored. And you go to their little museum, he's got bucket loads of bullets and buckle casings and buttons and artillery rounds and all sorts of shit. It's really good. So yeah, this is Charles. This is the Bushveld Carbineers. As I said, I went on a one-day tour with him. They were looking to get other people to go on the tour with me to keep the price down, but that didn't really bother me. I was happy to have him to myself. There he is there, Charles Leach. Well, he's actually on Wikipedia. He's a South African historian, and he knew the Carbineers back to front, you know. There they are there. One of them is Captain Hunt. One of them would be Morant. Yeah. Charles Leach's impressive research has revealed that the crimes of Morant and his associates were worse than originally thought. In today's day and age, Morant and Hancock, plus several others, would be arraigned before a war crime tribunal. Joe West, renowned British Bushveld Carbineers researcher. This came with it. There's Bulala Taylor. In some ways, he was responsible for it. Morant, the Queensland guy, Peter Hancock, who was also executed. We went to Fort Edward, to that iron fort. That's what it looked like back then. Commandant, Beyers, he was the Boer. And Sheila, I don't know who he was, but Zoutpansberg, that's the Salt Mountains skirmishers route. So yeah, the Lalapanzi Hotel is involved with this for some reason. They've got a little museum at the Lalapanzi Hotel. They've got some great stuff there, and they've got that sign outside their hotel, so they're involved in the skirmishers route. Hey, pretty good, eh? I gave one of these books to my brother too. There's Morant and Hancock's grave. I went there, There they are. Hunt, Taylor, Captain Taylor. It was Captain. Was it? Yeah, it was Captain Taylor. I'm forgetting now. Was it Captain Taylor that was killed? He was the best man at Morant's wedding, and that's what sent old the Breaker into this furious rage, and he went executing Boers. But anyway, yeah. Here we go. Captain Hunt body was mutilated. Right, that's right. Captain Hunt, and Captain Taylor is Bulala Taylor. He's the guy that's responsible for issuing the commands, we think, to kill Boers. Anyway, yeah, just thought it might keep you amused for a bit. So I'll talk to you again soon. Bye. Right, so I thought after I did some filming the other day, there is some more stuff that I got, some other goodies that I remembered that I got over there in South Africa. So these are mostly from KwaZulu-Natal. Yeah, a couple of fridge magnets. So Blood River actually had quite a good gift shop. This is a fridge magnet from Blood River. Slag van Bloedrivier. I think I got this at the Talana Hill Museum. But anyway, this is Kwakunja. That's where I stayed, in one of those huts when I was in Dundee. Not the best accommodation, unfortunately. There was nothing, like there was no food available. The internet was terrible, and at night the Zulus were watching soccer and making a bit of noise. So yeah, it wasn't really a great stay in Kwakunja. But fortunately, when I booked, I could only stay there 3 nights, and then someone else wanted the hut. So I moved on to the Battlefields hotel, which was a lot better. Had a swimming pool and all that, and had food. Just a couple of the Zulu cattle. Fridge magnet, 35 Rand. Zulu cattle. That's a beauty, isn't it? Eh? Yeah. Anyway, yeah, just a couple of fridge magnets. And this is a mug, coffee mug, that I got from the Blood River gift shop. That's really good. And hot alleen die air. Yeah, I think I got a hat too from that gift shop I got for my nephew. The hat said, "It's not so easy to kill the Boer." I like that. Yeah, Blood River. So the tour guide I had in Ladysmith was a lady called Liz. Very interesting woman. She'd come down from England in the 1960s in a bus with a group of them down through Africa, overland, you know, like you used to be able to do back then. She'd got married to a Rhodesian sort of gamekeeper, so, you know, she lived that lifestyle of bringing up baby elephants with bottles, and, you know, and her house was full of old Afrikaner stuff, ivory and skins and carvings, and anyway, she said that she had a box of old stuff they used to sell in the gift shop at the Ladysmith at the museum for the siege, because I said to her, "There's not much to buy." She said, "There's a few things I've got left over, you can have them if you want them." So she sold me a few things, and this is one of them. These are these tiles. So I think the Ladysmith Bombshell was a local magazine they put out during the siege. It's dated the 8th of January 1900. It's just after the Battle of Platteland, when that's probably the Devonshires pushed the Boers off the top of the Platteland, Caesar's camp. They're very primitive sort of sketches of what was going on. I guess they're taken from the local newspaper of the time. So here we've got another one. It says, in commemoration of the Ladysmiths' wives and daughters who bravely held their homes during the prolonged siege. So they're wrapped around, they've got the Union Jack wrapped around them. And there's, looks like a Boer general maybe. Can't read it very well. Maybe it's Louis Botha or somebody like that looking over the hill menacingly at them. December the 9th, 1889. Well, 1899, sorry. The Ladysmith bombshell from January the 1st, 1900, so New Year's Day. It's like the Grim Reaper is holding the Union Jack. There's that Boadicea, or she's standing on the globe. It's got South Africa under their feet. It says, come what, come May time, don't the news through the... I can't read it. Oh, I'll get the magnifying glass out and I'll put it up. I can't read that little writing even with my glasses on. Right. Here's one from December the 2nd, 1899. The last stand of the Boers in Natal. This is like a political cartoon. General Berger, General Joubert. It says, fools rushed in where wiser men feared to tread, licked by Tommy, to Cape Town captive led. A proposed statuary to be erected upon the Mount Bulwana, the cost to be defrayed from the sale of fragments of shells collected by the women and children of Ladysmith. The shells were formerly sent to them by the Boer government. So that looks like Kipling, maybe. But yeah, I can't read what's on the swords and all that. So it's having a dig at the Boers. And this is an actual photo of the original courthouse in Ladysmith at the time of the siege. That's the only one that's got an actual photo. So she just had them, and she said, you know, if you want them, you can. She sold them to me cheap. I just put them on the table and use them as kind of, you know, to put your coffee cups on or put pots on or whatever. So that's yeah, got that there. And then now this I got since I've been back. My friend Colin over there in Beaufort recommended it. So this is every Victorian that died serving in the Boer War. That's that monument at Ballarat that's going to be replaced. I should, I'm going to go over when they replace it, and the unveiling of the new monument in Ballarat, because this one's broken. But yeah, I mean, if we were to look up, say, well, it doesn't give you a lot of details. It tells you how they were killed. So, for instance, Edward Allen Raciner, where he's from, how he was killed, where he's buried, and where he's mentioned on any memorials. That's all it is. There's no great detail, but it does have listed all the casualties. So Captain Salmon's in here, Major Eddie, even the kid up, Billy Smith, the kid up the road from me in Sutton Grange. So I got it signed. Alright, so that's about it as far as I can remember as things that I've got since I've been back, and things I got while I was over there. Oh yeah, there it is. The Talana Museum Shop. I bought quite a lot from them because I bought Christmas presents and gifts to give people back here, so I bought quite a lot from them, but this is the only stuff I kept for myself. Alright, that's about it.